Hello guys, and welcome to episode 29 of Expedition Minecraft. I'm over here at, as I mentioned last episode, my brother, who you know as either Harvey or Yevra or whatever, however many videos you've watched, you'll know. He's joined the server, and this is this is his temporary home. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough. Yeah, it's a fantastic little place. He spent at least 3 hours making it. I think he's done well, especially for a temporary home. Well, no, obviously not. But I'm helping him get jungle wood because I don't know what he's planning on doing. He's making like a fortress town thing, and he wants the outer perimeter of it to be like a giant circle, all out of jungle wood. And he hasn't got any jungle wood yet. I got an unbreaking diamond axe because I was going to help him get all the jungle wood he needs. Not all of it, obviously, but he hasn't got any at the moment. And as I mentioned last episode, I did get 10 stacks of it and then died in lava. Oh no, did I mention that last episode? I can't remember. I think I may have mentioned it last episode, that I got 10 stacks of jungle wood and then went and died in lava. And lost a load of stuff. Weirdly, the server was, I don't know, backdated somewhat, I'm not sure, and I got back all my old stuff, so I actually still have the picks and stuff I lost in the lava. However, I did lose all the jungle wood. I don't know where the hell that went. But I also lost I spent ages getting to level 50 twice and lost, and I did actually, because it was backdated, I didn't actually ever get the diamond sword that I spent ages getting level 54, and I got on that. I had fire aspect 2, sharpness 3, and something else, knockback 1 or something, and then a diamond pick, which was just another efficiency 4, so I wasn't that bothered about losing that, especially for level 50. I was just annoyed when I got that. But yeah, so we did lose that diamond sword, but we did get back our silk touch pick and our other efficiency 4 pick and our not so good sword, but at least we've got it back. Power 1 bow. You just get those off skeletons nowadays. Didn't leave any wood in there, did I? Can't tell. But yeah. Oh, I did as well, didn't I? Oh, apparently I'm throwing stuff about now. Let's just build up. So yeah, I'm just going to leave him this little present. Oh, apparently now I have 2 of them. There we go. I knew it would go eventually. So yeah, I want to talk about some stuff. Well, so much for asking for topics last episode. All I got was talk about tits. I'm not doing that. So I have to come up with something myself, eh? But yeah, but I needed to do this, and I thought I might as well record while I'm doing it. So, trying to think of topics now. My revision's going well for the exams. I've already done, today I've done 3 hours already, revision, and it's 11 o'clock, no, 12 o'clock now, so I was up at about 8, and then did an hour and a half, then had an hour break, then did another hour and a half. And then I've got to do an hour. I'm planning on doing about 4 hours a day, depending on what it is that it's doing. Minimum 4 hours a day it's going to be, revision-wise. Today I think it might actually end up being a little bit more than 4 hours, because I need to draw a load of diagrams in my biology notebook, which I'm making. I finished all my actual notes for biology. Luckily for the biology 3 unit, which is the one I'm doing, because I do triple science at school, for anyone who's not in my class who watches this, which means we have to do 3 exams for chemistry, physics and biology. We have to do, being triple science, you have to do the whole course as it is. People who do additional science do units 1 and or section 1 and 2. We do 1, 2 and 3, And our school, they don't even allow you to do just one science. You have to do either triple science, being all three, or additional science, which is 1 and 2. You can't just do the first one, because I don't know why. It kind of makes sense though, because it fits all our timetables, and we get you get a minimum of 2 science GCSEs, whereas I'll get 3 as long as I don't. Well, I've definitely got a minimum. I've definitely got 3 science GCSEs now. Even if I muck up these last 3 tests and get a 0, I've still got at least like a C or something. Because in my biology, I've had 2 A stars and an A, which is pretty good. So if I get an F, I've still got like 70% of the marks already for the biology course. Physics, I've had 2 A stars, because we have to do a practical test as well, where you have to do like an experiment, so that's what the other A star comes from. So 2 A stars and a B, so even if I get F, I'm still on like, well, I don't know, 65, which is still about a B. And then chemistry, I've had 2 A stars and a C, which I'm resitting the chemistry in. The chemistry I got a C in, and the physics I got a B in. I'm resitting those. I was definitely always going to resit the chemistry, and I thought I might as well do the physics as well. So I'm revising for all of that. But yeah, so that's what I've revised the first 2 units of chemistry, which is all stuff about atoms and horrible stuff. Pretty easy to make notes on though, luckily. That was 2.5 hours, and now 1.5 hours I've got to finish off drawing diagrams for all my biology. So luckily I only have to do chemistry and physics revision now. All the biology is almost completely done. It definitely will be by the end of today, once I've drawn like 5 more diagrams. Where are those saplings? Okay. That tree is never coming down. This is when I used to have a house here. It was a bit bigger. It was basically the same as this, made of jungle wood and just a lot bigger. That's why all the torches are around here. And it was going to be my long-term temporary house, which I was going to spend ages in until I got loads of resources and moved to that place. And then I built it, and then I got like 10 diamonds in the first day and went, oh fuck it, and walked off and went and did something else. And then I took it down. I helped take it down. And then obviously Harvey's built his place in the same area. His will be a little bit easier to take down, I think, though. But yeah, this is the first jungle tree I made. I did it with the 4 sapling thing, and then, you know, they're meant to grow like however big those other ones were. This one decided it didn't want to, so it's just a little tree. And that's why I'm keeping it there, as just my little tree that stays there forever. I need to go get some arrows from the skeleton spawner in a minute. I only have 57 left. Luckily you can just take them out of the chest, because people usually put them away in there. Oh, go away. I wonder if I can sleep somewhere. I don't want to though, really, because then has he got a bed? He hasn't even got a bed. I was going to say I'll give him some of this crap. I don't really want to sleep, because then my spawn will be set somewhere else. But I can plant these and then grow them, I suppose. Oh god, what am I doing? Bam. Yeah, they're meant to be that big, not that big. Bam. Oh, there's some more saplings. Enough for another whole tree. Oh, apparently can't do it there. Oh, go away. I'm smacking you with my bow. Is it because the torch is there? Oh god, now I've got rid of that. It was because the torch was there. Okay. Oh, for goodness sake. Anyone who's in Britain, been watching Britain's Got Talent, comment if you have. It's alright this year. Oh, flipping torch again. Any Americans, obviously, well, someone might be watching Britain's Got Talent. I wouldn't assume so though, really. But yeah, that's going alright. There's only the final left on Saturday now. I'm trying to think of topics. They're all coming out really badly. So what have I talked about? I've talked about exams, and I've talked about Britain's Got Talent. I'm going to give up with the Britain's Got Talent conversation. It's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Now I can't think of anything else to do, though. I'm not worried about breaking vines with this axe, even, because it's going to last me for a lot of my... It's going to last me for a long time, fulfilling all of my axey needs, I think, having Unbreaking 3, and the fact that I hardly use axes anyway. I think I'll be able to not have to make another axe for a long time, as long as this one doesn't, as long as I don't die with this one and lose it or something, I don't know. But let's put a torch down somewhere, we'll just break it as we come back down. I need to make sure I get all the wood. Oh, I whistled as I said S, as I made an S sound there. Make sure, not make, whistle. Make sure I get all the... Wait, is this a different tree? Yeah, it is. Okay. I need to make sure I get all the wood off of the little branch bits, because otherwise you have floating blocks, as I demonstrated a minute ago. Let's get these. I did have another diamond axe that I only did at level 20, and I just gave it to Harvey because I went down in, well, I made him a strip mine and then dug around for a bit and found like 8 diamonds, and then felt bad that I didn't leave them for him to get, so I broke them with my fortune pick, got 18 diamonds out of it, and then gave him the 8. But he said he wanted an axe anyway, so I made him an axe, a diamond axe, and then enchanted it for him. So he's got efficiency 2, I think, on that one, which means that it won't last as long, but it will just mow through these blocks of wood. But I thought I might as well just keep the Unbreaking one, because I just won't need another one ever, really. Another sapling there. Jungle saplings seem to be a lot rarer than normal saplings, but obviously, because the trees are bigger, they do fall down more often. Oh, don't want to break that one, because the amount of leaves on each jungle tree is so much bigger. You still get about the same amount of saplings overall. I don't like the idea that they're putting cocoa bean plants into the jungles. That sounds like a terrible idea to me, as I'm sure some people have already talked about on different videos or whatever that you've listened to, watched, not listened to. Why would you listen to a video? Well, I listen to videos sometimes, have them on in the background. But still, what I'm trying to say is the cocoa bean plant. Yes, of course they're going to be useful, because then you can dye sheep brown, and then you can have brown wool. But now you can just, firstly, you can find brown sheep and then breed them to get more brown sheep. So I don't see the point of them, really. And the only reason that's why brown wool is it's like the best colour of wool, because it's so hard to get, because you have to have found a dungeon and got cocoa beans out of it. But now if they're putting cocoa bean plants in, it's just going to be another colour of wool that you can get really easily without any effort, really. Just find a jungle, basically. That probably will make like lapis the hardest, just because it's a mineral that you have to look for, rather than just walk into a jungle and go, there's a cocoa bean plant, or whatever. I don't know if it's going to be cocoa bean plants, or if they're just going to fall off the leaves like this. Is this another Diddy one? It is as well. But yeah, that's why it just seems a bad idea to me, really. I don't really get the point of having the cocoa bean plants. I mean, I haven't found any... Well, I have found cocoa beans in this server, but I haven't used them on like brown sheep, because I just found a bunch of brown sheep in the swamp I live in. So, and the only other thing you can do with cocoa beans is make cookies, and who eats cookies as their food source, because they restore half a piece of hunger, where you just eat bread and do 2.5. You just have to stand there for ages eating to fill it up to the top, you have to eat 20 cookies, and that's just a ridiculous amount to even bother having it as a food source. Because where it used to be that cookies were the only ones that could stack, and you had to carry around a bunch of bread, and then cookies were the ones that it was like, oh, I can just have them all together. Now that you can stack all the food, there's no real point to have cookies at all. Apart from, because they used to be like I was going to say status symbol, but not really. But I suppose if you were like, oh, I have cookies, someone would be like, oh, you must have found a dungeon, cool. And then you'd be like, yeah, I found a dungeon, sweet. That means I'm better than you because I found a dungeon. No, I don't know what I'm on about now. Think of something to say. What was I saying? Oh, I have a load of wood now, jeez. But yeah, having the cocoa bean plant. You're never going to eat cookies ever again in the game. If you do, it's just going to be for the hell of it. There's no real need at all, because, yeah, as I was trying to say, you could stack 64 cookies and then you could just carry them all around and just spam right click to eat them and then heal all the way up, rather than have to go put bread in thing, eat, put next bread in thing, eat, to restore health. You could just spam it. But they were also a lot rarer, so you'd have to use them like wisely, I suppose. But yeah, restoring half a heart with something that can, it can stack, but so can everything else now, just seems pointless to, one, even have cookies in the game anymore, and two, to make them easier to get, because now they're not even something, they're not worthwhile to have in the game anyway. And now that they're not even in the game as something to say, oh, I found a dungeon because I got cookies out of my cocoa beans, they're not even anything worthwhile at all anymore. It's just like ruined the point of having cookies in the game at all. There's like no need to have them. So yeah, cocoa bean plants, stupid idea. You can get cookies, which you don't ever want in the game anymore, and you can dye a sheep brown when you could just go find a sheep that is brown. Or you would have to. That's probably the cookies thing is just seems pointless to me, but it's the brown dye thing that kind of annoys me, I suppose. Because is there a block of wood in that? Because having a brown sheep, they didn't spawn. They spawn more now, so it's not even that impressive to have brown wool somewhere. So there's no point, or even because they spawn more often. It's just like, oh, you have brown wool, and no one really thinks about it like that. Must be a block of wood in there somewhere as well. But yeah, now that you can just find cocoa beans and dye a ton of sheep brown straight off, it's even less impressive to have brown wool. So yeah, having cocoa bean plants basically just makes two of the more rare things in the game just really unimpressive to have now. Cookies and brown wool. It's just like, oh, okay, so you just went to a jungle. When it used to be, oh sweet, you must have found loads of dungeons and got loads of cocoa beans to make that many cookies or that much brown wool. But now it's just, so you went to a jungle. Which is what seems pointless to me, because now there's nothing that, like, well, I was going to say nothing that, like, sets you apart, really. That's kind of a stupid thing to say, really. Obviously, having Harvey not having, like, any diamond tools, really, yet, or enchantments, and me having, like, Fortune 3 stuff, that's like, oh, sweet, that's the only thing that sets you apart now, is just, like, how good your enchantments are. It's just like, oh, I got a efficiency 4, yeah, well, I have a efficiency 5, Fortune 3, Silk Touch 1, Unbreaking 3 pick, which I don't even know if it's possible to get that many enchants on one pick. It's probably really, really, really rare to get that. That's the only thing that sets you apart now, other than, I did like to use, because I started playing Minecraft before beds. I think, how far before beds? It was definitely a few updates before beds. So beta 1.2 maybe, beta 1.2, and like whenever I played on a server on that, I was always the one going finding dungeons and trying to make mob traps and stuff in those dungeons and that, and I'd just be like, hey look, I built a house out of brown wool, haha, and then everyone would be like, oh, cool. And then everyone would hang around in my house because it was out of brown wool. But now everyone's like, oh, your house just looks like a pile of poo now, so that's not even impressive. And then I had a chest full of cookies, and I was like, oh, chest full of cookies, and everyone's like, oh, cool, you have cookies. They can stack, and they can heal you, like, not much, but it's good. And I'd be like, yeah, and now if I have a chest full of cookies, someone just goes, that's a waste of a chest. That was a long rant about cookies and wool. I think that was a pretty good... I'm impressed with that episode. I feel impressed with that episode. I think I got through a lot of... Well, obviously I got through a lot of wood. What's that? 10... That's 670 wood there. Harvey will be pleased. And I only got through a little bit on my pick, which is even cooler. There must be flipping block of wood in that as well. Let's go check it. Oh, I put it in the wrong place. But yeah, I suppose that's about it this episode. I'm not going to grow 6 more giant trees and make you watch me go through those as well. Just check there's nothing else here while I'm up here. So yeah, nice rant about cookies and brown wool, and a nice talk about exams and stuff, and got a load of wood. I'm probably gonna... Oh, there's so many more saplings. I'm gonna leave Harvey some of these so he can do some on his own as well. I'll grow some more trees and then I'll end the episode. Well, actually, I could just end the episode now, really. Don't have to see me grow trees, do you? So yeah, thanks for watching this episode, guys. See you next time.